Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, thank you all for coming. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr., and we're going to talk about real estate investment financing, okay? These are ways that you can finance your investment real estate properties, okay? I am the CEO of businesscreditbuilder.us, and now you should see on the screen my contact information, telephone number, email, and there are buttons at the bottom of that screen, okay? The first button, the blue button, is how you get a free business credit consultation, which means we're going to talk about the products that I offer, and we can talk about your business, where you are with your business now, and where you want to go to your business with your business, and we can plot out a strategy on how to get there. Okay, there's another button down there that is a free guide. You can get a free guide on how to build business credit by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. And if you think you qualify for any of the programs I'm going to mention today, you can get approved for funding by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/get funding. If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, make sure you select the appropriate like, follow button, subscribe, and all of that type of stuff, notifications and all of that, right? Okay. So let's get going. Real estate as an investment. So there's nothing new about real estate as an investment. Real estate investing has been around for thousands of years. It predates stock markets and other marketing and trading and valuing wealth. Land use used to be the best sign of anyone's wealth. Why? Because land is permanent and there is a limited amount of land. The supply of land is determined, okay? So that's why supply and demand, you'll know about supply and demand, right? Well, the supply of land is limited and the demand for land is high. So that's why we always a lot of people look into real estate investing. Okay, fast forward to today. While renting out your real estate investments maintains a popular way to profit from land and building, the real money and the real numbers are in flipping. Buying low, selling high, in rapidly changing markets, and fixing up rehabs for profit is all the rage. So a lot of people do that. Everybody knows that, right? But it's hard to get the financing to make these purchases or to jumpstart your real estate endeavors. Turning to business credit, to get the money to flip is a smart business choice. You may be tempted to try a traditional lender or credit provider like a bank or a credit union. But don't bother with them. You'll just be wasting your time, basically. Credit unions and commercial lenders, like banks, will most likely not loan to you unless your credit is impeccable. You have great business credit. You have been in business for a long time, have a lot of revenue, have high profits on your financial statements, and/or have collateral. Why? Because real estate and other financial industries are considered to be high risk, okay? So the banks don't deal with that much. If you tell them that you're trying to buy land and all this stuff, they see that as a red flag. It's high risk for them. The Small Business Administration does not actually loan money. They can't help. Instead, they set loan guidelines, okay? Because the SBA guarantees the loans, rates are more favorable, terms are more flexible. The SBA says real estate investing is too high a risk for them. But fortunately, you have other options. Alternative lenders, okay? So like in business, the companies that lend to business, they specialize, okay? They specialize. Like in the commercial setting, you go to Bank of America, they got a whole bunch of products that you can buy for the consumer. But in business, firms specialize. So they only offer one or two items, okay? So they don't have a whole list of things that can give you funding. So that's why they call it alternative lenders. How we can help. We work with all legitimate types of funding programs that are available today, offering funding through hundreds of investors and lenders through a multitude of different funding programs. We know the sources that can help you succeed. Okay, let's start out by talking about unsecured credit. With unsecured credit, you can access up to $150,000 in unsecured credit with 0% rates that you can secure even as a startup. Unsecured credit is offered without the need for collateral or a show of assets for approval. You can qualify with a score of 685 and or a guarantor. So if you don't have good personal credit, you can find somebody that does, okay, and use theirs. A lot of people do that route right there. They have somebody that likes what they're doing, family member or business partner, and they have the good credit and can use that guarantor to access these funds. Okay, you can take cash out at 0% from 6 to 18 months, and this product closes in 3 weeks. Okay, so this is a good way to start your flipping your real estate business, whatever you do with real estate. Okay, because with this product, you can actually use these credit cards that we give you to pay down as a deposit to purchase your properties. Okay, so that's one way that you can start getting into the real estate business. Okay, this is unsecured credit, where you need to have good personal credit. Okay, business revenue lending and cash advances. Now, this is not a loan. This is business revenue lending is an advance based upon the expected future sales and revenue of a business, and usually funds in 72 hours. So this is not a typical loan. They give you money as an advance on future revenue that they can see that you have coming in. Okay. Cash flow financing. That's similar to the revenue. You can typically get approval for 10 to 12% of your annual revenue. Okay. No collateral requirements are necessary. You don't even need good credit for this one. Okay. Lenders will often lend as low as 500 FICO score. And some lenders don't even have credit requirements at all. You have to be in business at least 1 year typically. And the key thing about this particular cash flow financing is that if you have $10,000 in deposits in your bank each month, then you're going to be able to qualify. Okay? And that's how they determine whether or not you can pay it back. Because basically, all lenders just want to know, can they get their money back? Okay? So this one, to qualify, Basically, the requirements are have $10,000 deposited in your bank each month. All right. That's how they know that you got a cash flow. So this isn't for everybody right here. This is for existing businesses. Okay. There's also the merchant cash advances. Okay. Merchant cash advances. This is similar to the cash flow financing, but they look at your credit card revenues. So if you accept credit cards as a form of payment for your services, all you need is about $5,000 in deposits per month. Okay, this one is easily accessible. Okay, and the requirements, you don't have to be in business a whole year. You can just be in business 6 months for this one, and you can qualify for that. Okay, here goes another one. Securities-based lines of credit, typo, I see that. These are like for stocks and bonds, right? So if you own stocks and bonds, you can get 90% of the value of your stocks. Okay, you can use them as collateral to get business credit. Rates are usually less than 5%. So this is low risk because they know they can get their money back. There are no cash flow or consumer credit requirements for this because you're putting up the value of your stocks. You don't need bank statements or tax returns for this, just the value of your stocks. This is like a collateral-based type of situation, okay? And with this, you still earn interest on your stocks, okay? You still get dividends on your stocks, but you can get 90% of the value as a line of credit, okay? And you can use that line of credit to purchase property, all right? For 401k financing, use your existing 401k or IRA as collateral for business financing. There's no tax penalties for this, okay? You still earn interest on your 401k, and these type of loans are low risk. Again, they know they can get their money back, right? It's like a collateral based. Your 401k stays intact and you have low risk. There's low risk to the lender, all right? This closes in 3 weeks. You can get up to 100% of what you can roll over, which means what you can pull out of your 401k, you can get all that money to you as a loan for your business. No consumer credit score is required. Startups can be approved. No tax return or bank statements are needed for this. And basically, this 401k financing product, this product here is like 401ks are like, hold on, I see a chat coming in. 401ks are like you're giving your hard-earned money to other businesses so they can make money, okay? That's what that is. So at the same time as you are generating interest from your 401k, you can also get a loan on that money and help build your business. You're stuck on slide 9, huh? Stuck on slide 9. Peachy, let me see your screen. Let's see, while we got that going, I thank y'all for that info. Let's see if we can fix that. Slide 9. Is yours stuck on slide 9 also? It goes in and out? So you, okay, let's see something. I'm going to stop the share and then restart the share. Oh, your screen sharing is paused. Let's see what we did here. Okay. Share screen. Boom. Okay. How are we looking now? We're in there like swimwear. All right, we're in there. We should be. And I went back to, let's see, there goes slide 9 now. So we should be on slide 9, the unsecured credit. Am I correct? Okay, so we talked about unsecured credit. And I'll just go back over what that is real quick. The unsecured credit is based on, see, you get approved for unsecured credit based on your good personal credit, all right? Another fact about this unsecured credit is that how we apply is we look at your personal credit and we determine your highest revolving limit. And we match that highest revolving limit 5 times on 5 credit cards, okay? And that's just like cash on the card, up to $150,000. So if you got a Home Depot card on your personal credit that's $30,000, then we're going to give you 5 credit cards with $30,000 on it. All right, 0% interest, usually from 6 to 8 months. Okay, so that's like free money right there. Okay, and you can use that money as down payments to purchase land and property. Okay, business revenues. We talked about that. That is, business revenue lending is advances on expected future revenues or sales. Cash flow financing. Cash flow financing is good if you're an existing business, you have $10,000 worth of deposits each month into your bank, and all you need is your bank statement. You don't need good personal credit. Okay. Now, this is high risk to the lender, so it's going to cost more to do this. Okay. I also talked about merchant cash advances for those that accept credit cards as payment for their services. So if you have $5,000 in credit card deposits each month, you simply qualify for this. Okay. I know I'm going fast. Securities-based line of credit. This is if you have stocks and bonds. 90% of the value of your stocks you can get funding on. Okay. You can use them as collateral to get business credit. Rates usually are less than 5%. So this is low risk. Okay. They know they can get their money back with this. Okay. No cash flow or consumer credit is required. You don't need bank statements or tax returns, and you still earn interest. 401k financing. So if you got that's what we stopped about. But 401k financing means that whatever you can take out of your 401k, you can get as a business loan. There's no penalties for this. Closes in 3 weeks. This is low interest, low risk to them. So the interest will be low. Okay. You can get up to 100% of what you can roll over, which means whatever you can take out of your 401k. Okay. Startups can be approved. No tax returns or bank statements are required for this. Okay. Accounts receivable financing. You can use your outstanding accounts receivable for financing, government contracts, okay? And all these programs I'm talking to you about, my company offers, and some of them we make money off of, some of them we don't, but we never charge you a fee to access this, okay? So all you gotta do is schedule a consult, and we'll make sure that to see if you qualify for any of these, okay? Closing takes to about, so for this accounts receivable, This is good for government contracts, or if you got a contract with a legitimate business. Okay, those contracts are just, the lenders look at that as straight money because they know they're gonna get that. They know they will get paid. Okay, you can get as much as 80% of your receivables advanced to you in less than 24 hours. Closing takes 2 weeks or less, and the factor rates are as low as 1.33%. That's a good deal right there, okay? So for government contracts and the government contractors, this is good money. This is good money for you, all right? Receivables from government or other established businesses, all right? No consumer credit, no cash flow, 1 year in business for this product, okay? This is accounts receivable financing, okay? That's good for government contracts. Okay, here goes this is one of my favorite plans here. There's the house flipper financing, where you can get 100% of the financing you may need to purchase and rehab residential properties, okay? This is good for the flippers. Lenders will loan up to 65% of after repair value, all right? So basically, you should be able to get your property financed this way. So you can usually get a 6-month term and get an extension if you need it. 6-month term because you've already established that you can flip the house. You don't plan on holding it, all right? So they give you 6 months to rehab it, sell it, and boom, you should be able to pay off the loan, okay? This is a really good one. And you can have multiple loans out at the same time. So you can do 2 and 3 of these at the same time, okay? You need a 660 FICO score for this one, okay? Give or take a few points. Lenders will want to see that you have flipping experience, okay? And you need cash on hand for escrow accounts. That's normal real estate stuff right there, right? So, and they don't hold that escrow. They issue out that escrow as you complete the project, right? You know how that goes. If you're into real estate and know about real estate construction, they have what they call the withdrawals, the payouts that pay you out of that escrow as you complete your project. Okay. Now, if you don't have a good credit score, you don't have collateral and cash flow and all of that type of stuff, then you can start by building business credit. Okay. Okay, so with business credit, you want to start building credit with vendor accounts, okay? So you have to find vendors that's going to give you credit when you have no credit, but they also have to report to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? Vendors can help with supplies, materials, machinery, and tools, okay? So I want to stop and say also that funding your business, sometimes you got to go in a step-by-step process to access the funding that you need. And also, you may not get a whole lump sum. Sometimes it's piecing things together to make it happen for you, okay? So you might need to get an unsecured loan coupled with some vendor items that's going to take care of some of the expenses, that you're going to need. You're going to need supplies, materials, machinery, tools, right? You can also get vendor credit when you have none, and they must report to the business credit reporting agencies. Now be aware that it's hard to find these type of vendors because only 10% of all businesses even report to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? Because they're under high stipulations and restrictions in order to even be able to report to the business credit reporting agencies. So when you are at this level of building your business credit, you want to get at least 5 vendor credit accounts. And I also want to say that the vendor credit is also another term for it is called net 30. So they'll give you some credit, but when you buy something on credit, they'll give you 30 days to pay it off. And this is how you create your business credit profile, by using vendor credit. Okay, so if you're starting from scratch and you don't have any business credit, this is how you start building business credit, is by setting up your business properly and using vendor credit to create your business credit profile. Okay. Now, once you got your 5 net 30 accounts or vendor accounts, vendor credit, then you can get to revolving credit, okay? Revolving accounts impact your business credit reports greater than the vendor credit. You do not have to pay back the entire balance. They give you a minimum amount to pay each month. So you don't have to pay the whole thing off in 30 days. They give you a minimum amount to pay, like a credit card. Okay, and you can access high limit accounts such as Lowe's, Home Depot, Labor Ready, Costco, Sam's Warehouse, Dell, all these type of revolving credit accounts you can access, okay? And like for real estate, Lowe's and Home Depot. And then there are companies, they're passing my head right now, but there's companies that rent equipment, like to build those, to grade over stuff, to knock down trees and all that type of stuff, that you could get accounts with them to handle that type of stuff, machinery and tools, right? And don't forget the labor ready, okay? Also, there is fleet credit, okay? So once you got your 5 vendor credits, then you're gonna go and get 5 revolving accounts, right? Now you can qualify for fleet credit. And fleet credit is a credit card which also allows your business to maintain a set of vehicles. These take care of these are usual fuel cards that you can use for gas, repairs, and maintenance of your vehicles. So you need some vehicles when you do real estate. You know that. You got to get around, go scope and stuff, and then go back and forth to the store, the Home Depot, and all that stuff, right? Okay. You keep adding trade lines, right? Consider all the vendors you work with regularly and open accounts, okay? Like you can open accounts with office supply stores, cleaning supply stores, like Uline, Quill, Office Depot, caterers, right? You need caterers sometime, vehicle repairers, you got to keep the vehicles up to par, and et cetera. Stuff, you know what I'm saying, vendors that you use. You can set up these credit accounts. And when you set up these accounts, there are 2 things you want to ask the vendors: who you report to and when they report, okay? You need to know that those are 2 crucial informations that when you set up these accounts, that's what you want to know: who they report to and when they report. Okay, fix and flips. So with fix and flips, you get the property, right? So the main thing first is to get the property, right? Which you can do with the unsecured credit, right? If you don't have good personal credit yourself, you can get a guarantor to use those credit, the unsecured credit, to pay down and purchase the property, right? And then there's other stuff that you have to get. The labor, supplies, materials, tools, so you can prepare the property for sale, right? And I just showed you the type of vendors that you can use to do that, okay? Qualifying for credit, for cash credit, okay? Once you have established business credit with 10 trade lines or more, once you have established business credit with 10 trade lines or more, your business can qualify for cash credit. A cash credit is a short-term cash loan to a business, okay? And this is how, once you got business credit, then you can apply for these type of things, all right? Cash credit. The lenders provide this type of funding, but only after getting the required security to secure the loan, okay? So in these situations, you got this property you're trying to flip that can handle that and give you access to the money that you need. Once you got the property, now you can get this cash loan to handle some of those tools, labor stuff, to prepare the property for sale. Okay? You can also get business credit cards. Like personal credit cards, business credit cards must be paid off in a timely manner. Okay? Now, you can only qualify for this type of stuff, the business credit cards, after you have 10 or more trade lines reporting on your business credit report. Okay? You can get high limit credit cards in your business name, which are linked to your EIN with no consumer credit history. A business credit line, okay, now we're going into credit lines, okay? A business credit line differs from a business credit card in that it is more like a debit card. You can borrow up to the certain limit and pay interest only on the money that you have borrowed. Now, this is really good because it's like, it's like a revolving type of situation where they give you a certain limit and you can lend off of it. You only pay interest on the money that you have used. And when you pay that money back, your limit goes back to the original place from the beginning, just as long as you do not use more than the limit allowed from the beginning, right? You know what I'm saying. Okay? You can draw and repay funds so long as you do not exceed the credit limit. It can be used for several purposes opposed to actual loans. So when you apply for loans, they usually ask you, well, what is this for? And that's, what you have to spend the money on when you get business loans, okay? But for credit lines, they're more flexible with how you can spend that money, okay? So that's the difference between loans and actual credit lines. And on loans, you pay for the total amount of the loan. You pay interest on that total amount of the loan. Whereas with the credit lines, you only pay interest on the portion of that limit that you have access to, the part that you used, okay? And also the credit lines, they call it like a 90-10 situation where you got to put up 10% of what it is as security, all right? And you don't need tax returns or you do need tax returns and personal credit for these credit lines, okay? So it's like You have to be creative when funding your business and making these purchases for your investment purchases. Okay. Oh, wow. So we got that. We got through that pretty quickly. Are there any questions? Oh, it got paused again? Resume the share. Okay. I don't know how it got paused. Okay. All right. So this was a quick one that we did, but just to let you know, at the top of the hour, oh, it's already a quarter to the hour anyway. So at the top of the hour, we're doing another webinar that's called How to Get $250,000 in Business Credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social. And I go over all the steps in building business credit from scratch, okay? And we go over some of these programs that I discussed already in more detail. You can use the same link to come back into the room, okay? But I'm gonna have to shut this room down, and then at the top of the hour, we will crank it back up. So you use the same link to get back in if you are not registered for the next one. Are there any questions that I can respond to right now? You can just type it in the room. You can open up your mic, whatever you want to do. Anybody, any questions? If you feel that you want to talk to me about the products that we have to access building up your business credit and accessing loans and credit lines, you can always schedule a free business credit consultation. All right. You can do that by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. All right. And you see what the website is. My website is businesscreditbuilder.us. If you have any questions, you could open up your mic, type it in the chat box. Also, there is a lot of information on my blog at the website, all right? And social media. Social media has a bunch of good information about building your business credit and funding your business. There's a lot of good information on there, so check that out. So select the social media of your choice. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And once again, here goes my contact information. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr. For those that came in late, there goes my contact information. We're going to start another webinar at the top of the hour. Okay, no questions today, huh? Come on now, somebody got a question, what up? You can ask me something. You know everything, okay, all right, bet. You don't have a question, all right, bet. I'm cool with that. All right, so I'll see y'all at the top of the hour for the next webinar at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The next one is entitled How to Get $250,000 in Business Credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social, right? And how to easily access credit lines and credit loans and business loans. Okay, let me see. All right, we're gonna leave it like that. See y'all at the top of the hour. Thank everybody for coming. I hope to see y'all in the next webinar coming up shortly. Top of the hour. Let's get it. Moto. What up, Moto? All right. Well, y'all, whoever's coming in now, y'all are coming in right at the end. All right. But we're cranking it back up at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock will be the webinar entitled How to Get $250,000 in Business Credit for your EIN that's not linked to your Social Security number, and easily access loans, business credit, business loans, and credit lines. All right. So as I said before, I'm going to shut down this room, and at 7 o'clock, we'll be back for the next webinar. Okay. Any questions? You can use the same link to get back in. All right. See y'all shortly. Thank you.